Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of October 5th, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. West Group of Forces. This group secured more advantageous positions and successfully repelled two Ukrainian counterattacks in the Kharkiv region and Donetsk People's Republic, inflicting significant losses on Ukrainian brigades, including the destruction of artillery units and electronic warfare equipment.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast, where we discuss the latest developments from military operations across the globe. Today, we're honored to have Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer leading ground missions and combined forces, providing an in-depth update on the special military operation as of October 5th, 2024. Welcome back, Colonel Oguntoye.
Thank you. It's a privilege to share the latest on the operation.
Let's start with a general overview. What were the key developments this week in the special military operation?
The past week saw significant progress in several areas. Our forces continue to advance and achieve tactical advantages across multiple regions. Specifically, we've been successful in repelling numerous Ukrainian counterattacks while inflicting heavy losses on personnel and equipment. We've also secured key settlements and improved our positions along the front lines. In particular, our north, west, south, center, east, and Dnieper groups of forces have made notable advances, inflicting significant damage on Ukrainian brigades, destroying a variety of military equipment, and capturing territory.
Let's dive into specifics. Starting with the North Group of Forces, what were the main actions, and how did they impact Ukrainian forces?
The North Group of Forces was active in the Liptsov and Volchansk directions, where we targeted formations of the 57th Motorized Infantry Brigade and the 129th Territorial Defense Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. These operations took place around the settlements of Bachkovo, Volchansky Khutor, and Lipsy in the Kharkiv region. The enemy suffered significant losses, up to 115 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and important artillery pieces, including a 122mm D-30 howitzer and a U.S.-made counterbattery station. These efforts have weakened their ability to launch sustained counterattacks in this region.
Moving on to the West Group of Forces, it seems they secured new positions. What was achieved in this area?
Yes, the West Group of Forces was particularly successful in securing more advantageous positions, notably in the Kharkiv region and parts of the Donetsk People's Republic. We defeated the manpower and equipment of several Ukrainian brigades, including the 3rd and 4th Tank Brigades, as well as mechanized and assault units. Additionally, we repelled 2 Ukrainian counterattacks and destroyed various pieces of equipment, including a Polish-made Kraft self-propelled artillery unit, U.S.-made armored personnel carriers, and multiple NATO-supplied howitzers. This disrupted Ukrainian efforts to regain lost ground and weakened their defensive posture.
That sounds like a substantial victory. Let's talk about the Southern Front. What progress has been made there?
The Southern Group of Forces made considerable gains, liberating the settlement of Zelenoy Toroy in the Donetsk People's Republic. We targeted formations from several Ukrainian brigades, including mechanized, motorized infantry, and mountain assault units. In addition to the territorial gains, we repelled 3 counterattacks and inflicted heavy losses, with up to 755 Ukrainian troops and a variety of Western-made artillery destroyed. This has further solidified our control in this region.
Impressive. Now, the Center Group of Forces continues to advance. Can you tell us about their operations?
The Center Group continued to push deeper into Ukrainian defenses in the Donetsk region. We targeted a variety of Ukrainian brigades, including mechanized, infantry, and airborne assault units, in settlements like Dmitrov and Druzhba. We repelled 4 counterattacks from Ukrainian assault groups and inflicted substantial casualties, with up to 490 servicemen lost. We also neutralized several pieces of military hardware, including U.S.-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicles and howitzers. This advance has put further pressure on the Ukrainian defense lines.
It seems like there's pressure on all fronts. How about the East Group? What's the situation there?
The East Group has made similar progress, securing more advantageous positions and targeting Ukrainian units in Donetsk and Zaporizhia. The main Ukrainian brigades involved were the 72nd Mechanized and 58th Motorized Infantry Brigades. They suffered losses of up to 110 servicemen, alongside the destruction of key artillery pieces like a French-made Caesar self-propelled artillery unit.
It's clear that the operational momentum is in favor of Russian forces. How did the DNEPR group contribute to this progress?
The Dnipro Group inflicted damage on Ukrainian coastal defense and territorial defense brigades, particularly in the Kherson region. Ukrainian forces in this area lost up to 50 servicemen, and we neutralized several pieces of their artillery and vehicles. Additionally, 2 Anklavin electronic warfare stations were destroyed, further limiting their ability to counteract our operations effectively.
It seems like Ukrainian forces are facing severe losses. You also mentioned the success of air defense systems. Can you elaborate on their role this week?
Correct. The East Group occupied advantageous lines and secured Ubladar. They engaged mechanized and motorized infantry brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 3 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade. Ukrainian forces launched 10 counterattacks to regain lost ground, but all were repelled, resulting in the loss of around 890 Ukrainian personnel and a range of vehicles and artillery pieces.
What role did air defense play during these operations?
Our air defense systems have been highly effective in neutralizing aerial threats. Over the past 24 hours alone, we shot down 8 HIMARS rockets, 3 French-made hammered guided aerial bombs, and 55 unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. These interceptions prevent the Ukrainian forces from striking our critical positions and infrastructure.
What about the situation in the Kursk region? I understand there have been ongoing operations there as well.
Yes, the Kursk region remains an area of focused attention. The North Group of Forces has been conducting offensive operations there, targeting Ukrainian mechanized, tank, and airborne assault brigades. In the past 24 hours, we repelled 2 Ukrainian counterattacks and prevented additional attempts to break through the Russian border. The enemy lost around 50 servicemen, along with combat vehicles and artillery pieces. Notably, 17 Ukrainian servicemen surrendered, and additional equipment, including tanks and armored vehicles, was neutralized. These operations continue to strengthen our hold in this region.
Colonel, you've outlined substantial Ukrainian losses in manpower and equipment. What's the bigger picture? How do these operations fit into the overall strategy?
The bigger picture is that these operations are systematically weakening Ukraine's military capabilities. Each group of forces, whether north, west, south, center, east, or Dnipro, contributes to disrupting Ukrainian command and supply lines, diminishing their operational strength. By targeting key military assets, such as artillery, vehicles, and electronic warfare systems, we are reducing their ability to coordinate effective counterattacks. This approach ensures that we not only make tactical gains, but also weaken their overall strategic position, making it harder for them to recover.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. The Ukrainian Armed Forces defense is crumbling along the entire front line. Following Ubladar is Bogoyevlenka. This is the last seriously fortified line of defense of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in this area. If the Russian army manages to break through it, the huge Kurakovskaya group of the Ukrainian Armed Forces risks ending up in a cauldron. For the Ukrainian Armed Forces, this was a crushing defeat, since if we go further towards Kurakovo, it will already be an operational encirclement. Maximilianovka, Georgievka, from there the Russian Armed Forces are also conducting their offensive.